on Friday night, late night for all y'all, and I listened to some of your post game. 31-20, they lose to UNLV. They're up 17-0, and I'm looking around like going, what am I like? Who are these guys? The pace of that offense in the first quarter was terrific. They used different quarterbacks. They had UNLV on their heels. I'm looking to really. I don't know what you thought and what Ned thought. Did they slow the pace down? Did UNLV just make a bunch of adjustments, because obviously the offense wasn't the same the rest of the way, and they scored 3 points in the second half. In defensive, the pick six at the end to make it really was a 24-20 game, right? But it was 31-20 for those of you who are counting. Although the spread was bigger than that, at least that didn't swing that. I thought they came out and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I kind of like what I see. There's a little pace to it. They're getting the ball out. They're mixing things up. Miles Kendrick is scoring touchdowns with his feet. They're up 17-0. Who are these guys?
The two quarterbacks had nothing to do with it. Because CJ Montes did nothing.
Yeah, it was more so
in that game. Yeah. And I know that's a part of the story. They're like, they switched it up. They threw two quarterbacks on. The second quarterback didn't do anything.
I agree with that.
It was Miles Kendrick for 3 drives. Looked like someone lit a fire on him. He was aggressive. He was making solid throws. But the second half, UNLV's defensive line took over. Lobos were not able to run the football. They were not popping runs. And then when Miles Kendrick gets, in a game where he has to make the big throw, he's not that dude.
Yeah, well, obviously playing from behind's not their forte, but they were playing from ahead all day. And that wasn't it either. I thought there were moments you needed a big play on offense and you just couldn't pop it, right? I mean, there were moments, keep your offense on the field, right? Don't let them get off the field, and you couldn't pop it. So we'll talk to Danny coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Wyoming's next. Wyoming got beat at home by San Jose State. By the way, Chevin Cordero looked terrific in that game. Did you watch Wyoming and San Jose State the other night?
Slow start the first media timeout. I think it was a 5-3 game.
Yeah, it was 5. Well, it was 3-2 and then 5-3. Yeah.
So and then the San Jose State figured it out offensively.
Yeah, and they knocked the quarterback out for a little bit. I thought San Jose State looked really nice. Friday night, Boise State was down 13-0 at halftime against San Diego State. Aztecs didn't score again. They fired their offensive coordinator over the weekend. Jeff Horton's back in as offensive coordinator. Hecklinski is out. They did nothing. In fact, their touchdown was off a block punt. So they did nothing offensively to San Diego State. They were up 13-0, and then you figure, all right, defense and special teams, and that Boise State offense figured it out in the second half. They looked like Boise State, and the Aztecs just looked like they were wounded. Jeff Horton was the guy who was the offensive coordinator when Rocky was there. The story is that they wanted the administration wanted Rocky to fire Jeff Horton as his offensive coordinator. Rocky said, no, I'm not doing that, and that's kind of what led to him leaving. That's kind of the story that's come out of there. Jeff survived. He moved over to a position coach, but he's back in as their offensive coordinator, at least in the interim now. But they got problems offensively.
Yeah, they're not the San Diego State that we think they are.
Nor is Fresno State, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, and see what happens when you don't have quarterback play anywhere in this league, and it really hurts you. But especially, I'm talking about just overall right now. Defensively, the Aztecs aren't great because they could get by because they had great defenses to overcome their issues on the other side of the ball, and they don't have that right now.
Fresno State went on the road and lost to UConn. That's the first victory over a Division I team since, I think it was 2019. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll open up the phones for you until 8 o'clock. I want to go through all of this stuff in the NFL. Raiders over the Broncos, 32-23. What the Chiefs did last night, how the Packers won. Doink, doink. Winner, winner. Vikings get some potatoes in their dinner.
Dub's a dub.
A W is a W. That is the absolute truth. Eagles stay undefeated. Jets get a big win. We got a ton to do this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Tight.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
The first victory of the season, over you, 32-23. Packers win in overtime. Got my winners and losers. Then we can talk college football as well. Rough one for the Aggies. That one, I mean, with all due respect, didn't see that coming, especially that way. So we'll get there as well. 246-0610. You want to talk Lobos? We can do that as well. Randy, get us started this morning. Hello, Randy.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
Good, Randy. What's happening?
I'll tell you what, I mean, that quarterback from UNLV impressed me.
He's nice.
He impressed me. I mean, he could hit the windows. And I think ultimately what it was, I think the Lobos outcoached UNLV's coaches, but they had athletes. You know. And there's just nothing to do when you're playing against a team that has athletes.
It's interesting. It's interesting because I don't think the Lobos got outcoached. And people will tell me, well, they made adjustments and you didn't. They have athletes. I've been telling you for the last 3 weeks that's the most improved team in this league.
I think the Lobos outcoached them. UNLV just had athletes.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. 100%. All right. Appreciate you, Randy. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Appreciate.
What do you think of that? Because look, I think Marcus Arroyo's done a hell of a job recruiting there. Brumfield's a good quarterback. If
you didn't know, everyone was trying to tell you before that game. The film shows just how good Brumfield is. He's very efficient. He completed 70% of his passes against Lobos defense. The fact that they do have better talent is going to frustrate a lot of people because they're both in year 3. But they're better on offense, and that's the difference in all these games. It's the difference with Lobos season. The second half, basketball, football, all these games are game of runs, and you got to respond. And there was no response from the Lobo offense. In the second half, they're not popping runs. They're not hitting some of those passes they did early. And then you put it in a position where Miles Kendrick starts forcing the football downfield. He can't make those throws on a consistent basis. That's not his game. And then it's going to look bad when he tries to make them.
I don't know if you're ever going to out-athlete the rest of this league. And you can go back to when Rocky was winning here 20 years ago. And it always, and I've told you this story countless times, and I know this. But I'll tell you again, other coaches in this league, whether it was Troy Calhoun, Gary Patterson, Joe Glenn, Kyle Whittingham. I remember the guys telling me, they would always ask me when I would go on these bowl visits about New Mexico. He said, gosh, they don't have the most talent, but you always know you're in for the toughest game on the schedule. You know you're playing. I mean, that's how they were winning, right? And Rocky used to tell you that. We're not out-athleting anybody, and I think Danny kind of feels the same way. Are you going to be able to out-recruit UNLV? I know some of you think you should be. They're recruiting to a brand-new stadium that the Raiders are playing in that city. That in its own right is something to recruit to, right? I mean, I don't know. You put yourself in 18, 21-year-old kid. You know, it's are you going to play where the Raiders play? And you know the challenges of recruiting here. I think where this team – look, let me tell you this. And I know that the result was not what you wanted on Friday night. And I stayed up late with the rest of you, and I thought they were in it the whole way up until the pick six. I thought they had a chance, didn't you?
No.
You didn't. So when
There's
they got
no
down,
way they're making a drive downfield in the second half.
See, I thought they were in. I thought they had a chance. I thought they could bust something. Now, look, consistently offensively, I know they're struggling. There's no way I look at that team and say they're not better.
Oh, they are.
Right?
Yes.
Now, this is what we talked about going into the season. What do you want to see? You want to see improvement. Danny said we will be competitive. I'm going to tell you, and UNLV's in first place on the West, and they may win that side. Fresno State just lost to UConn. San Diego State can't score. San Jose State might be the next best team. Nevada's struggling. Hawaii's not good. Like they may be in the championship game. Who's your favorite right now in the West?
UNLV,
right?
Yeah.
And you took them. I know it was 31-20, but basically it was a 24-20 game. You had a pick six at the end. Okay, you took them down. So you're competing. Danny said we're going to have a competitive football team, except for the LSU game. You've got a competitive football game, football team. You played probably the two best teams, right? Boise State and UNLV. Maybe you think Air Force is, maybe Air Force. No. You've competed with them. Now what do you do with the Wyomings, the Colorado States, the Utah States? Hell, even San Diego State's beatable now. Do you look at that and say there's no way?
And it's hard to do when you're in the moment, but that is the way the Lobos have to attack the schedule. They're playing hard. They're competing right now against Boise State, UNLV. It's just how long can your defense hang on as you hope to put something together offensively. Second half against Wyoming. Can they run the football? Because that's this team running the football in the second half is how they're going to win games.
505-246-0610. We'll talk to Danny Gonzalez coming up at 8 o'clock. We'll talk about what happened last week moving forward as Wyoming comes in on Saturday of this week. And a game, look, I'm going to guess Wyoming's going to be, about a 5.5-point favorite? Is that what you would guess?
Yeah.
Does that sound about right to you? I might even be able to find it right now. But yeah, I mean that feels. Is it really already week 6 for crying out loud? 3.5. Wyoming 3.5 to open up. Okay. We got interesting games this week. Let me give you the rest of the schedule. So last week in the Mountain West, BYU beat Utah State on Thursday, 38-26. Friday night, Boise State came back from down 13-0 at halftime. Beat San Diego State 35-13. After that, Brady Hoke fired Jeff Hecklinski, the offensive coordinator for San Diego State. Rebels beat the Lobos on Friday night, also 31-10. Air Force on Saturday beat Navy 13-10 in a slugfest up in Colorado Springs. Fresno State went on the road and lost to Connecticut. UConn beat Fresno State 19-14. Logan Fife is the quarterback for Fresno State. Is Hainer out for how long?
I believe it was a high ankle sprain.
Okay. So he'll be back just in time to play the Lobos?
Possibly.
San Jose State went up to Laramie, and they were down 3-2 after a quarter, and then exploded, won 33-16 in Laramie. San Jose State is 3-1 overall and 1-0 in conference play. So your two best teams in the West right now might be San Jose State and UNLV. It's an upside-down, weird year. So if you want to hit the college stuff, you can. And again, we'll do it with Danny coming up at 8 o'clock. All right, what about your team yesterday? Raiders on the road, Raiders at home beat the goodness gracious. The Broncos go to the Raiders, and the Raiders get their first win of the year. Another, I don't know how you feel. Was it better for Russell Wilson? 237 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It was a better game offensively. It was just they couldn't put it all together because Vegas destroyed the Broncos on the ground. 212 yards rushing. Josh Jacobs looked fantastic. And in the second half, Vegas made the clutch plays. He converted third downs, the final drive, putting the game away. Fantastic football. And Melvin Gordon, if it wasn't for Javonte Williams having an MRI today, he could be looking at not seeing the field for a while because he had another game-changing fumble. This fumble pops up into the hands of a Raiders defensive back, and it's a fumble 6. Dude's got the yips.
He does, but now with Javonte,
and now he's your starting running back on Thursday
probably
night.
is your starting running back, and you got a short week. Yeah, and it's you keep going to the veteran. You think the veteran's going to be the guy who holds onto the football, and he's not. I think Javonte Williams is one of the biggest keys on their team. Look, they keep losing receivers and getting receivers back, but Williams goes out, and I think that hurts. Can Mike Boone drop the big pass late in the game on 4th down that was right in his hands? I mean, right in his hands. Look, I think the Raiders are better. I think the Raiders were better than 0-3 anyway. I think the Raiders are a better team than the Broncos are. And Broncos were lucky. I think everybody realized that, to be 2-2 going in. But a tough loss for them. All right, when do I do biggest winners and losers? You want to do it next when we come back?
Ooh, let's do it.
All right, top 3 winners of the week, top 3 losers of the week. Losers of the week was tough, man, because there were a lot of tough losses on this week. But we'll get into that. 505-246-0610. We'll do that when we come back. Danny Gonzalez coming up at the top of the hour, which is 8 o'clock in the morning. Your computer systems are vital, as you know, to the success of your business. If they don't work well, productivity grinds to a halt. And there's a whole lot of things that can go wrong. Network servers, remote access, there's hackers out there, all things that you need to think about. And as a business owner, you don't have time to be a computer technician, and that's probably not your skill set. That's why ABQIT is a name you need to know. ABQIT. You just want to know 3 things, right? You want to know your system is going to work. You want to know that your system is secure. And how much will it cost? ABQ IT has a business model with your business in mind. They monitor your computers and network to keep them operating smoothly. They provide state-of-the-art cybersecurity to protect your entire operation, and they do it at one predictable monthly cost. You remember those attacks on Bernalillo County, on APS, those cyber attacks? Paralyzed them for days, and it costs them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Don't let it happen to your business, and don't be naive to think that it won't happen to you. ABQ IT handles all of this. No more different providers for your internet, your cybersecurity, and then when you need to buy new computers. One company, one affordable cost. Get a free assessment and see what ABQ IT can do for your business. Visit abq-it.com. abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQ IT.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco, texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Biggest winners and losers of the NFL weekend. Big wins. Cardinals won. Jets won. Falcons, Seahawks, Chargers, Giants, Titans, Bills, Vikings. Vikings almost made my big winner list. They almost did. They'd have been number 4. Hey, Marie. Because they're in first place in the NFC North. Do you know that?
Sure, they are winning.
The Vikings
They are
go,
finding a way to stay in first place.
Yep. By sea, by air, by land. The Vikings went over to London and double doinked their way out of there with a victory early morning. Dalvin Cook played. They get out of there with a victory over the Saints. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian. All right, big winners. I'm going to tell you, none of this was easy. Normally, this sticks out to me. On Sunday night, I look at it, and it just sticks out to me. I'm going to go with a team who was favored to win as my big winner. My number 1 winner of the week is the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, man.
I'm going to tell you why it's the Dallas Cowboys. Because they look good. They are 3-1 in a division, by the way, that's got 3 other 4 teams that are 3-1 or better. They're keeping pace with their backup quarterback. They're dominant defensively, and this might even be, for me, a cumulative number 1 winner over for the last 3 weeks because I haven't put them in. But they're my biggest winner of the week. They come out of this 3-1 smelling like a freaking rose right now.
Well, that's actually 2 times this year.
Have I already had
the Cowboys have been your number 1.
Have they? Okay.
They're in my
winner.
top 3.
All right.
Jeff, a.k.a. the undercover Dallas Cowboys fan, Symbieta.
That's right.
It's the confidence that Cooper Rush has, but this team has with their backup quarterback.
It's crazy to me. My number 2 winner has been on my number 1 loser list, I want to say a couple of times. And it is the Tennessee Titans, who are now, after that start, tied for first place. And after their victory yesterday over the Colts, who we'll hear from later, the way they beat them, a little bit more confidence now in Ryan Tannehill. A division win to claw their way back into first place for this week. I got them as my number 2 winner of the week.
Derrick Henry is the engine. He's back. They jump-started him. 99 yards rushing in the first half. Sets the tone with King Henry. Things will work out.
They got back to doing what they do.
Correct.
Give him the damn ball.
Correct.
Number
What a concept.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 3 winner, Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs, because on Sunday night, not only did they win, I went into this week, and I think you and I had this conversation maybe early last week. Who's the best defense in the league? And I think we settled on Tampa Bay and New Orleans, did we not? We didn't put Dallas in there. I know they weren't in the conversation. They would be now.
For me, it's Philadelphia.
Okay, and Philadelphia. Was Tampa Bay near the top of your list?
Yes, they were.
Kansas City ripped them. Patrick Mahomes toyed with the Tampa Bay defense, did whatever the hell he wanted, flipping balls underhand, overhand, side hand. The way they beat the Bucs, 41-31. And by the way, they're in first place in the AFC West. But to go on the road on national TV and do what they did and look the way they did, to me, and you know I've never wavered on the Chiefs. They're back. And they could be a higher on my win list, but that was
never win anyway.
I agree with that. But in some people's mind they did because they lost Tyreek Hill. Yep, they did. They lost a piece of the puzzle.
And he's fantastic.
And he is.
Because look at how he makes Tua look. And
no
you
doubt.
think so much differently. But with or without and you've been on this, and everyone better realize this. Patrick Mahomes, as long as he's taking snaps, he's going to be the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yes. Yes. Do you guys, I mean, I don't know what your guys' list was. I got Cowboys, Titans, Chiefs.
I'm about the same. I just think the Raiders made my list before
Alright.
the Titans.
Yeah, they needed a win.
Honorable mention, that run game was fantastic. I think what stands out to me is Kansas City left no doubt.
Yes.
Like, they jumped on them early.
You can make them number one on that list.
They said, all right, have fun with this. Where defensively they looked really good. And, at the end of the game it was 41-31. Tom Brady scored some points. But that first half, that first quarter specifically, in which it just came out there and set the tone, that's really impressive. Now, on the flip side, too, I'm looking at Tampa Bay and I'm going, you know what? You'll be okay.
You're fine.
They'll be fine because Tom Brady got his wide receivers back. It was just Kansas City.
Just a shootout.
It was a reminder. Like, oh, if you don't think, we just scored 6 touchdowns and Arizona opened the season. Bad game. They got against Indianapolis.
Indianapolis got them, yeah.
And it was mistakes at the end.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce dropping a touchdown.
Yeah.
Chris Jones getting a personal foul penalty on third down when they should have been getting the football back.
Yep.
And they come out there like, all right, y'all, just a friendly reminder against the GOAT who's running things right now.
All right, my 3 biggest losers of the weekend. Ravens are number 1 because now it's becoming a trend. That's 2 big losses, or 2 big leads that they've blown in games that they should, I don't want to say should have had because it's the NFL. But 2 big second half leads. Their defense is not a Baltimore Ravens defense. It's just not. And with Jim Harbaugh not deciding to go for the field goal to go ahead, I think that's a huge loss. Now, I think they're going to be okay. They're 2-2 and tied for first with the Browns and the Bengals. I think they're going to be okay. But to me, that's a huge loss for the Ravens because that's a trend.
And the decision that Jim Harbaugh made to not kick the field goal tells you everything you need to know about his defense. That he did not trust them in that second half. You kick the field goal at that point in time. There's no analytics that can convince me that that was the right move after you have a 9-minute drive to come away with 0 points. In a second half, where up until that drive, Lamar Jackson was bad. Like, it's an ugly game. It's sloppy. Like, you expect Lamar Jackson to make a play out of that. Bad Lamar Jackson showed up, throwing off his back foot, not delivering clutch throws, not throwing those darts in there. But still, you're like, this game is made for you to pull something out of nothing because that's the type of game it was. And he couldn't get it done. You take the points.
Number 2 is the Colts.
Yep,
are they going to be on my list
absolutely.
every damn week?
I
at some
hope
point
not.
we're just going to say
I'm
that
going
they're-
the game this week.
At some point we're just going to say, all right, they're just not that damn good. Now, they're only a half game out of first place.
I love that it's a half.
They're only a half game out of first place.
It's ridiculous.
They were winners last
Matt Ryan. Is he a bust?
See, I don't know if it's him. At what point are we going to start pointing at Vrabel? Like, I really think Vrabel's a
Absolutely.
terrific coach, but it's 3 years in a row where he's brought in a veteran quarterback.
You mean Frank Reich?
Yeah, that's what
I mean,
because
I-
Frank Vrabel's really good. I do mean Frank Reich. Yeah,
we all knew what you
100%.
were saying.
Frank Vrabel beat him yesterday. I was on the other side. Vrabel beat him yesterday. Frank Reich. I mean, and I really like Frank Reich as a coach. Brought in Rivers didn't work. Brought in Wentz didn't work. Right now, it's not working here. Like, I think he's a good coach. I do, and the players seem to like him. Do you think this is all Matt Ryan?
No, but I just am surprised. I thought Matt Ryan would be doing better. But I also, the Frank Wright and the play calling is atrocious. This team should be better than what
100%.
on paper.
100%.
You're like, wow, this team should be really good. It's very sad.
See, I don't think that I wouldn't have them on my losers list.
Okay.
The Colts have showed us who they are. They're not even good on paper. That offensive line ain't one of the best offensive lines in the league. Now you have to
It
factor
should
in that
be.
Jonathan Taylor got hurt early. And so that changes what they want to be with just, Matt Ryan as a placekeeper at quarterback. But I even thought he was going to be able to make more plays down the field. Not quite doing that. And so them losing to Tennessee, that's not surprising to me.
Okay. So I struggle with number 3. I almost went with the Browns. They lost to the Falcons. But you know what? They're tied for first place. I almost went with the Patriots, but, well, they were down to their number 3 quarterback and still took Aaron
So
Rodgers
crazy.
to overtime. So, okay. I almost went with the Steelers, and I know many of you did, but I went with the Saints because I had the Saints to win that division. I thought the Saints were going to be a contender. I know they didn't play with Jameis yesterday, but to go on the road and fall to 1-3, I think that is an excruciating loss. I think their defense, they've skated by their one victory by 1 point over Atlanta, and I think they're in trouble. And even if Jameis comes back, the Saints are my number 3 loser because I thought they were a contender, and I'm starting to realize maybe they're not.
Wouldn't have them on that list either. For me, I would.
That's why it's my list.
I
You
know.
have yours.
I love it because it gets you thinking about it. Because I didn't look at the game thinking that the Saints should beat the Vikings.
I thought it was a game that they needed.
Andy
to figure
Dalton, we
some-
found
Yep.
out Alvin Kamara's not playing.
Yep.
In the morning, that favors the Vikings
Mhm.
across the board. Because the one thing, as frustrating as you might be, as a Vikings fan, we're like, oh no, here we go again. Like that team can make the plays when it counts.
Vikings
They've
are
made the
nice.
plays late, the last 2 games. Winners.
How many backup quarterbacks are we down to? Dolphins are, Patriots are, Browns are, Steelers probably are, right? At this point, or are we calling him a backup? Is Kenny Pickett now the new starter? But they're down
I don't
to
even think he's their starting quarterback yet.
Man, I think he probably is going to be. Cowboys obviously are.
Giants could be there
Giants are in trouble too.
because Daniel Jones got hurt,
Yes, he
and they
did.
had to finish that game playing the Wildcat offense because Tyrod Taylor got hurt.
All right, you respond to our list when you come back. 505-246-0610. Danny Gonzalez coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. 505-246-0610. Who watches your home? I go away, I call IPS. When I'm home, IPS is still there. But when I go away, they pick up newspapers and packages that are left on the porch that are dropped off or mail, whatever you need. They do extra exterior checks. If your alarm goes off, they respond to within 5 to 7 minutes with trained armed security personnel. And on a regular basis, they're there every day. Something suspicious. Things like, oh, you leave the garage door open. They will stay there. That's happened to me as well. 3 in the morning. And they're sitting there making sure somebody answers the phone, comes down, and closes the garage door so nobody breaks into your home. Look, you've worked hard to build what you've got. Business, home. Protect what's important to you. Protect your family. Give yourself that sense of security. Aaron Jones started IPS in 2006. He's from here, and he's passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work. Committed to our city and to your protection. Call IPS and see what they can do for you at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
This report is sponsored by News Nation.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
The Sports Animal. All right, one line open. That means we got a bunch to talk to. Let's go. 505-246-0610. Hello, Jess.
Ouye, El Jefe.
What's happening?
So like you, I'm slightly concerned with the Green Bay Packers. I think the major problem is not so much the offense, because it's a kind of mirrors last year, sputtering at the beginning and then really up. It's just a trend upwards. I think they'll be fine. What really bothers me is the defense. The whole thing with the Vikings and Jefferson going off and them having trouble with the coverage, and then to have Zippy the Clown back there as quarterback, and in a rare occasions, Green Bay would rush 5, mostly 3 or 4. You're an NFL defensive coordinator, and you got that guy back there, and you're not trying to get him to run for his life, and he's just standing back. It was unbelievable, the coverage that they let that kid have. And that's what's going to hold back Green Bay, is if they don't figure out what they're doing on defense, because it's not lack of talent, that's for sure. They have plenty of talent on there. It's literally how the staff is using them. It's absolutely unbelievable, and that's what's going to hold them back. But what an amazing Sunday where, I think there was 9 games in the morning, and at one point all 8 of the 9 were within one score of each other, of the teams. An absolutely beautiful Sunday. And we talked about this with the Giants before, and just the mentality of winning. And, we go back to that first game, taking the chance to win the game and letting your players know that we're changing the mentality, and the only way to do that is by winning. And you look at the end of September, and you look where the Giants are, and it's actually pretty unbelievable what they've been able to pull off. But I think that's the thing going across the board. Even the Lions, yeah, they gave up 48, but it feels like they have a winning
Geno
mentality
Smith.
again. They're trying. They're in the game. But what a great weekend of NFL football. Can't wait for tonight. Have a good one, guys.
See you. To Geno Smith, they gave up all those points, too. Sean, winner, 2-2 dinner. What's up, Sean?
I'm tired of seeing Geno Smith already. How's it going, folks?
At least you don't have to see Joe Flacco. See?
Very true.
Yeah.
I would put the Steelers as one of your three losers.
Yeah, they were right there. My next one
Jets.
out. Yeah.
They're missing Mekhi Becton, Noah Fant, well, not Noah Fant, George Fant, Dwayne Brown, Max Mitchell went down.
Yep.
What tackles did we have left?
Nothing. I couldn't tell you.
Steelers had to be up there.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm enjoying my victory Monday, folks, but with Becton, at what point do the Jets give up on him?
It's a fair question. How much more do you give?
Maybe if he can drop his weight next preseason. If not, he clearly isn't committed to the team. I'd let him go.
All right. Enjoy being 2-2, though. You got your quarterback back. It's good. All right, Sean. Good to hear you.
500 feels nice. I appreciate you folks. Have a good one.
All right. See ya. Oh, I just went. The red light's off. Tony's gone. All right. 505-246-0610. We'll have more NFL talk coming up in a little bit. Look, I think Steelers could have been on that list. You said they haven't made the change to Kenny Pickett. They pulled Trubisky. Kenny Pickett came in, ran for 2 touchdowns. What were the odds, by the way? The first touchdown of the NFL season thrown by a rookie was going to be by Bailey Zappi.
Oh my goodness!
Did Vegas even do odds on that?
Oh, I gotta look it up.
No,
that's incredible.
That is fact, by the way. Kenny Pickett ran for a touchdown, but the first touchdown pass by a rookie quarterback this year was by Bailey Zappi, who, by the way, I mean, granted, got away with a blatant delay of game. Didn't look horrible.
That's why you got to be that much more frustrated if you're the Green Bay Packers. That New England was able to make that a game in a second half when they had one thing to do, run the football, and maybe there was like 7 pass plays Bailey Zappi knew, and he threw a touchdown on one of them.
Bailey Zappi, not Zippy the Clown, as Jess told you. Bailey Zappi. No, look, the Packers might be 3-1. They're hardly dominant. They're hardly that. Bailey Zappi, 10 of 15, 99 yards and a touchdown. He might be your starter next week. If you got a healthy Brian Hoyer and a not healthy Mac Jones, who you start next week if you're Bill Belichick? He damn near
Brian Hoyer.
Are you really? Who do they play? I guess it doesn't matter. It's an NFL team. They play the Lions. How about
the Lion games have been tough, huh?
Every Lion game's entertaining. Take the over.
I love over 100 points.
Well, 48-45, so it was
Almost.
at 93.
Almost.
Yeah.
Fantasy football fantasy.
Oh.
Did you know that was a
DJ
scoregami?
No, I didn't know that.
So that's what Andrew Siciliano told me yesterday, that there has never been an NFL game at 48-45.
Really?
Now, there's been a New Mexico Bowl game at 48-45 when Colorado State came back and beat Washington State, JJ. Jim McElwain over Mike Price. I'm Mike Price.
There's never been
Mike Leach.
48-45.
That's what Andrew Siciliano told me yesterday. That was the first 48-45 final in the NFL in the history of the game, which is, you'd think, a fairly common score, right? 7 touchdowns and a field goal. Is that right?
Maybe it's just not that close, but I don't know.
7 times. What's 7 times? 5 touchdowns and a field goal? I don't even know anymore. What's 7 times 5?
35.
35.
That's crazy.
So 6 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Danny Gonzalez next. I'm not good at math. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about the Lobos losing on Friday to UNLV. Next up, Wyoming at home. Turns into a pretty big one for UNM football on Saturday. Talk to Danny about what he saw, the quarterbacks, that offense. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough.
Vegas, I know you all got your stories. This is a different one. Lobos were up 17-0 late night on Friday night in Vegas against the Rebels. Got outscored 22-3 in the second half. UNLV beat New Mexico 31-20. Next up, the Lobos will be home on Saturday this week. Saturday, at University Stadium against Wyoming in a Mountain West Conference game. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. The conversation with Danny Gonzalez is sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. If you need legal help and someone who really cares, call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today and make your legal problems go away. Third-year head football coach of the University of New Mexico, Danny Gonzalez, joins us this morning. Good morning, Danny. How you living?
Good morning. We're living. We're plugging away. We did our UNLV corrections yesterday, and we're moving on to Wyoming.
All right, what you see after you went back and looked at the tape and everything, up 17-0, was it you or them that made things change in the second half where you weren't able to move the football?
Well, obviously, you got to give them credit. I mean, whenever a team does some things that you're not able to execute as well, you got to give them credit. And I thought Vegas did a good job of blitzing us in the second half, even against our run game. Probably caused us into not calling some of the things we did. But we had, one, it's both sides. You get a 17-0 lead, the defense should hold on to that. You have a 20-24 deficit, or 20-17 even, and you have 6 possessions of the football, and 3 of them inside of their 40-yard line. You've got to expect and execute to be able to score. I mean, we missed a field goal, we kicked a field goal, and then we turned the ball over on down there. So, we had opportunities that we didn't collect in to get that. And then the holding penalty on the punt return, it was a good call. It was the right call. It was an unnecessary holding penalty. So those are the things that we're doing right now. Obviously winning is hard, and learning how to win those games is as much of a issue around here that we're still trying to get over. And obviously we didn't on Friday, and we're competitive, but we've got to finish it.
When you jump out to that 17-0 lead, you had pace on the offense. You were switching quarterbacks. CJ came in to run some option sets and then open things up. Miles had the 2 rushing touchdowns. What did you see there, and how does your offense evolve from that, if at all? Because you came out and all of a sudden you're up 17-0.
No, I mean we did a really good job. It was the first time on the season that we took the ball away on defense, and the offense was able to produce it into a touchdown, which was it jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and then we have a third down that if we execute, it'll be 21-0 instead of having to settle for a field goal, and we need to continue to do those because 21-0 mentally is a lot worse than 17-0, and could have given us more momentum to be able to do that. Now, some of the things we did go quick a little bit on offense here and there. We did some different things. Where we have to continue, Jordan Porter had himself a night in the second half. If they're going to blitz us like that, then we have to be able to, one, protect, which we did an okay job protecting until the very last series where we were in drop back and we missed a couple assignments. But we've got to be able to get either Jordan or any of our other wide receivers, get them the ball and see if they can continue to make people miss and make big plays. That's how we got down on the other side of the 50 when we were down by a touchdown or down by 4. Was we took some shots to Jordan. He made a couple guys miss. We took one over the middle that he went up and made a spectacular catch. We got to continue to do that and then see if we can execute and put it in the end zone.
Now, Danny, when you look at the second quarter, it looked like big moments for your defense, especially with UNLV. You held them to 3 field goals, but I think that shows you just how important it is. It doesn't matter the possession or how big it is when you're able to finish a drive with points.
Oh, absolutely. The big stop by the defense in the first one was after Miles threw the interception and they returned it down to our 30-yard line. Statistically and analytically, when you start on the 30-yard line, your chances of scoring a touchdown are like 80-some%. The chances of getting points, period, are like 98%. And the defense did a good job go out there. We held them to a field goal attempt. The guy was able to bang it through the pipes. But, at 17-3, that shouldn't have been a big deal. That should be a victory for us because you give them that kind of field position. The defense comes out, gets the stop, holds them. We should be able to get the ball back and go and produce some points on offense. So you're exactly right. Coming away with points is huge. When we missed the field goal at 24-17, that would have made it 24-20, and then we get the next field goal at 24-23. It's a completely different ball game. Now you're just trying to get in field goal position as opposed to having to score. So coming away with points on those drives. Now, occasionally, maybe we should have went for that one on 3rd and 4 instead of kicking the field goal and going down there and tying if we know we're not going to get down there. But I thought, with 7 opportunities now, the thing that hurt us the most, honestly, was the timeout usage in the second half. Those were critical errors on us as a staff, and we can't have that because when we got the ball back on the very last possession, it was 1:15 instead of about 2:50. So that's our fault. We have to correct that so that we give our kids the best chance to be successful in those situations. And we're going to be in a bunch of those situations as we go down the stretch here in the next 7 games.
Yeah, what happened with those timeouts? One was on a special teams thing. Did you not think you had numbers?
That was they miscounted from upstairs, and they were yelling that we had 10. We started to run somebody out, and we did have 11 out there. So that one, we burned a timeout to get. Now, the one on offense, that was we come out of a timeout. They didn't reset the clock like the game clock like they're supposed to when the ball is moved, which is fine. Just at that point in the game, take that 5-yard penalty and we're behind the chains, but see if we can produce something instead of burning a timeout. I think it was no reaction on our sideline.
Lobo head football coach Danny Gonzalez joining us on the opening drive. Danny, you look at Miles in those first couple drives, the aggressiveness, the reads on the option game. He looked really good for him, even as an older quarterback at the position, but still getting all this game experience. What does he have to do to be more consistent in second halves of games?
Well, really, it's play execution. There was a couple reads where, like you said a great statement right there. It comes with experience. When we're down 24-20, take what the reads are giving you, even if it's going to be a 5 or 6 yard play instead of trying to hit the home run ball. I thought a couple of times during those series, we're trying to make the big play because we're getting a little antsy because we were trailing as opposed to being in front. And we were when we got in front earlier, it was because we were doing those things consistently. And that's just him trying to do a little too much. that's the competitive nature of the young man. And we'll continue to coach that, and he'll get better as we continue to go. But I thought we got a little bit greedy in the second half and a little bit pressed by coming from behind. And, I mean, obviously, some of this is new territory. I mean, we're going to be a competitive ball club that's in these games. We need to learn how to win and learn how to execute in those situations instead of overreacting. And I think, I mean, that's going to come with us being in these competitive ball games.
You said something after the game, and you just said it now, learning how to win. And I talk about that a lot. Explain what that means, because I think people think that's somewhat hyperbolic, that it's a coach thing. But I've always believed that it's a real thing. At some point when a program and certainly a team has not won, they've got to figure out how to get over the hump in these close games. What does learning how to win mean?
Well, I mean, through studying and reading and being around it, my true personal feeling is human nature is to do whatever is the easiest thing you have to you. I mean, very few people, you don't want to fight through adversity. You have to force yourself to fight through adversity. And I mean, when we were up 17-0, everything's going good. Everybody's walking around with a smile. And then Vegas scores the 3, we go 17-9, no big deal. When they scored the touchdown, a little bit of panic sets in, okay? Overcoming that and just being like, hey, man, stay the course. We're just going to continue to execute. We're going to do the things that got us here in the first place, correct some of the minor miscues that we've made, and just keep pressing until you get into the rhythm, back in the rhythm, and learning how to do that, and it's being mentally tough enough to get through that adversity that we haven't had. When things have gone bad around here at the University of New Mexico over the last 6 to 7 years, that's just been here we go again. And getting over that and getting them to believe is as hard as getting them to lift more weight in the weight room and run hard out there at practice. I mean, it's something that you've got to be resilient in expressing, and it takes some success to figure it out. And we're going to keep plugging away. I mean, we're headed in the right direction. The trajectory is right. It's just overcoming all these little things is part of building a program.
Well, Danny, as you look at the Wyoming film, it feels like they might have some of the same questions as consistency at quarterback, and you're expecting a close game. It should be between these two teams, very similar styles. What stands out when you watch Wyoming?
Well, Coach Bowles is an old-school guy that they're going to be really physical on defense. They're going to have big guys up front. They're going to try and run the ball. I mean, it's very similar philosophies. Defensive philosophies are obviously extremely different. I mean, they're a gap control your gap, keep people off the second level, and play fast. Now, they play hard. Ours is cancel gaps and movement and run and play hard and try and create turnovers and do those things. And then offensively, both teams like to run the ball and set up play action and then throw it over the top. Andrew Peasley obviously had success 2 years ago against us at Utah State on that night up there in Logan during the COVID season. So we'll be familiar with him. He had a run like that against San Jose State the other night that got them back into the game before San Jose State was able to put it away with 2 touchdowns. So it's two very similar teams. And as we go down the next 7 weeks, my honest feeling, I mean, I think Air Force right now is the best team in our league. They lost to Wyoming with 7 starters out on defense. They're probably a little bit ahead of everybody else. The other 6 games that we have, it's 2 teams that are going to be very, very equally talented, very, very equally played, and they're going to be competitive games. And learning how to win is what it's going to come down to, and it starts on Saturday night with Wyoming here in our stadium.
You beat them the last 2 years, and you know that's going to come up a lot in their locker room this week. Craig Bowles going to be reminding them what happened. You went up there and really handled them last year, shut down their offense. Do you bring it up at all? What happened the last 2 years?
I did last night. I mean, in our team meeting, I told them, you know, I mean, and I said it last year too. I said, you know, in 2020 we snuck up on them. It was our first win. I'm sure they walked into the game and thought, well, they're 0-5. It's going to be an easy one. And we played hard, and we made enough plays to win that game 17-16. Last year, we had a little bit of an advantage. We put an offense in, the triple option stuff that we hadn't showed prior to that game, and they made adjustments by halftime and were able to slow us down. But we played really, really good on defense and probably had a couple breaks that a receiver fall down. They overthrew a long pass. So they've been very competitive games. And I told our guys last night, I promise you that the last 2 games that we've beaten them, they've got it posted all over their building. I mean, they should, in their minds, they should lose to New Mexico. And losing to New Mexico twice in a row, they're going to have some extra motivation. They're coming off of a loss just like us, and they believe that the rest of the league is just as competitive as they are, so it's very equally matched. So we'll get their best shot. We've got to prepare during the week to give ourselves a chance to overcome any mistakes that we make on Saturday. I mean, in every game, there's going to be good plays and bad plays by both teams. It's the team that reacts the fastest to get back on path. I mean, the team that plays the hardest the longest is usually one that wins. I thought our guys played really hard. We just didn't execute enough in the final quarter.
How much evolution are we going to continue to see with your offense? What you did in the first half, you certainly were able to move the ball. Are you trying to build on what you did in the first half? Do you have more stuff you want to put in? I'm not looking for specifics, but I mean, do you continue to look to add new wrinkles?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got it's a very special mixture as a coach. You've got to be able to do enough that makes it hard for the other team to prepare, but you can't do so much that you confuse your kids. And we're building on that. We were able to put some things in for this past weekend that helped us have some success. We've got to be able to execute and do those things and throw in some more wrinkles that we can find against Wyoming, what the defense will give up that we can do without overloading our kids. And the special formula to that is what's going to create us success as we continue to move along.
Saturday, Wyoming's in town. Get out to University Stadium. It's a competitive, fun football team, and I think you're going to have a great day out there. Danny, always appreciate the conversation. Have a good week. We'll see you out there this week.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all you guys do. Go Lobos.
Be well. Danny Gonzalez, the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. That conversation was sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez, personal care for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. Make your legal problems go away. We'll get into that. I want to talk specifically about a couple of things, the changes that they made and learning how to win. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is...
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
A win, is that a real thing? And I do think it is. It takes steps, right? Now, it felt like in the UTEP game they learned how to win, right? That was a game that was tight, that they could have gone the other way, that they held on. UNLV is probably better than UTEP. And now I think they're going to find themselves in a lot of tight games this year. Can they win more of them than they don't? And I think that's going to be a big issue. But you heard him talk about learning how to win. It is real for a culture that hasn't won. Ask New Mexico State.
It's, being able to adjust late in games, being able to slow down the momentum. And right now for Lobo football, they can compete defensively. Offensively, they have a longer way to go. And I think it's going to be really hard for just the fans to take a step back and look at who they played in conference. Boise State and UNLV. Because the Lobo fans, if you're not following the Mountain West, like you're just like, oh, Lobos are playing this week. Who do they got? You don't realize that UNLV is better than the Lobos are right now. You figured, oh, this should be 3 years, both places. Yeah, this is a game New Mexico can get. They're ahead of where New Mexico is offensively, and that was the difference in the second half. They had a quarterback that was sitting back there picking apart the Lobos defense. For as good as they've played, he completed 72% of his passes because he was taking what was in front of him. He was hitting some of the dump-offs and then finding the areas in the zone or whatever coverage is that was happening playing, hitting 12, 15-yard gains and got his team back in the second half. And for New Mexico, can they run the football in the second half? Because this offense is still going to be about running the football, creating some big plays to open up the opportunity for Miles Kendrick to make a play. And in the second half against UNLV, they ran for 50 yards.
Text line says adjustments, and Mr. Buck, the Rebels went man-to-man in the secondary, and wide receivers couldn't create separation. I think creating separation has been a little bit of an issue. I think you got one guy in Jordan Porter who can create some separation, and the other guys are going to have to find ways, right? Jordan Porter's your guy, and you're going to rely on him to make some plays. The other one on the text line says it is what it is. Winningest quarterback in Danny Gonzalez' tenure is Isaiah Chavez, 3 wins. Lobos rotating quarterbacks is asinine. Lobos 1-19 on the road. UNLV quarterback will be in the NFL. They're 1-19 on the road, and they are struggling on the road. I don't know that I consider that a quarterback rotation. Do you? The other day, what do you? And I don't remember seeing C.J. Montes more than 2 snaps in the second half.
Apparently, he tweaked his hamstring.
Who did?
C.J. in that game, but it was also one where he just wasn't giving them enough. Like C.J. came in, and his biggest play was getting his face mask pulled on a 1st and 10 option play where they lost 4 yards.
Big play. I mean, it was a big gainer. I don't know that I consider that. And if you're suggesting Isaiah Chavez be the quarterback, I think you're wrong. They did win the 3 games with him. They did. But I think if you think he gives them the best chance to win, I would argue with you. I think that's not correct. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. 888-922-0610. All right, you want to get into the NFL stuff? You can. Global Football says Gopher equals Maine. Jeff, after getting blued out by Villanova to go 0-4, Maine's coach said the real season begins now. We play clubs who look like us. Everyone left on the Lobo schedule looks like them. P.S. How much money was lost on chalky roadkill? Yes, that's kind of what Danny said right now, isn't it? That everybody left kind of looks like the Lobos on the schedule, except for maybe Air Force. Lobo Hobo says, give UNLV credit, Jeff. That had the beginning of the Sharon Jones game, part 2. How many Rebels clubs in the past under John Robinson, Bobby Hawk, Mike Stanford, Tony the Tiger, etc., would have got blued out 50-14 when an unexpected Lobo quarterback stepped on the court? It's fair. It's a different UNLV team. Marcus Rowe's done a hell of a job there. He's recruited well. He's a good coach. They got players, and that quarterback is real. Brumfield is legit. He is legit. Carl says, word from 7220 up in Laramie is that the Pokes are tired and banged up, Jeffy. They really needed their bye week this week before Lobo football, not after. That's when they get it. That's when they get it. All right, you want to get in on the Cowboys? Omar does. Biggest winner, Jeff? Let's not go crazy. It's just Washington. Even Omar is not going overboard after that win. When you're the NFL's $8 billion franchise, you expect to win NFC East games. It's a big win. It's been 3 weeks of big wins for them. I really believe that. Gopher says new stadium hadn't helped Colorado State. That's the truth. Absolute truth. Dropping faster, Jefferson. Your 401k or Luke Wysong's stock. Remember all offseason we heard it was great that he gained all of his weight. Now he looks slow. I first noticed it against LSU, and I thought, well, against Chip Kelly's team, everyone in this league is going to look slow, but I saw the same thing against UNLV. Look, Luke Wysong's a good player. I think I don't know that I think Luke Wysong is a great player. I think Luke Wysong is a good player who can make plays. I don't know that he's going to out-athlete most of those guys that he's up against. Right?
He had to get stronger. Every athlete does. He's not slower because he put on some muscle. I did see him return
I think he's slower.
A punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, got called back.
There happened to be a holding way away that didn't need to happen, but it did.
Yeah.
And there you go.
He got called back. I don't know that I think he got slower. The other guys are pretty quick too.
I think it was they were overfeeding him in the main game because you can do that. And now I don't know if they've figured out a way to work Luke into the offense since then, knowing that he's not going to win as much on the perimeter. We'd still like to give him some opportunities.
All right. Dan says Juan Jose State's best in the Mountain West Conference. Regresando Jeffrey Ana Maria. There was an old-fashioned butt-whooping in Wyoming. Yeah, San Jose State put it on pretty good. San Jose State looked nice. By the way, Brett Brennan's a really good coach. They get players up there. And Chevin Cordero's a veteran quarterback who's won and continues to win. Like, he looked good. He looked really good. All right, we're going back in the NFL when we return. I want to get into the Raiders-Broncos game. Bills over the Ravens. Not going for the field goal. Eagles. I mean, every week we just sit here and just say, Eagles win, Eagles win. Are they the best team? They're the only undefeated team. Are they the best? We can get into all of that when we get back. You are now into fall. You are now into the season. It is footballs and events and holidays coming up. You want to look your best. You want to feel your best. Ladies and gentlemen, New Mail is there for you, as they always are. Gentlemen, New Mail is there to help you handle things like fatigue and depression, even erectile dysfunction. They have industry-leading testosterone replacement. They're also there with industry-leading hair replacement options. So guys and ladies, the number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. Or you can go online at Newmail. That's NUMALE.com. Pick the option that's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle. It stops hair loss and regrows hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants producing natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Treatments work for both men and women who want natural, thicker heads of hair without side effects. Newmail's in Albuquerque, and the number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at newmail.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Morning to Armchair Quarterback with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, so Cowboys win, Broncos lose, Raiders beat them. Chiefs over the Buccaneers was big. You got quarterback issues everywhere. Falcons win again. How about that for the Brownies? Seattle put up 45 with Geno Smith, for crying out loud. Holy smoke. You want to get into the Lobos 31-20 loss at UNLV? You can. Aggies. All right, we got to take a second here on that, and then we'll go to the phones. Dan's up at 505-246-0610. I guess I'm not stunned they lose, but the way in which New Mexico State lost to Florida International over the weekend, 21-7 at home, getting completely shut down, I was really surprised by that.
As was everyone. They're 2 touchdown favorites. They got ahead of themselves. That has to play a factor in that game for you not to be ready at home to play FIU.
Stunning to me. Frakes started, and Pavia played the second half of quarterback. They couldn't get a spark. That one, I kept waiting for the drive. Okay. I don't think they played horribly defensively. They gave up 21 points. There were 3 drives in a row where it's like, wait, what are you doing? Hey, somebody make a stop. That one surprised me. Jerry Kill's scheduled. He joined you on Wednesday, right, last week? Mm-hmm. How was that?
Classic Jerry Kill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one was a stunner a little bit. Just the way they got beat. They gave up 182 yards passing, 152, but they couldn't move the ball. 82 yards rushing against FIU. That's problematic. All right, 246-0610. Let's go. Dan, good morning. You're up first in this segment. Hello, Dan.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody today?
Life's grooving. What's happening?
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that my kids were going to be 500 after 4 games, I'll take it.
Seattle Seahawks.
I will take it. Yeah. Learning how to win, I think, is very much a real thing. It's, that second half breakdown sometimes is just amazing sometimes to see a team up by so much. Just take, for example, the Seahawks yesterday. They almost let those Lions come back and take it away from them.
They almost did. Yeah.
They've got to learn how to finish. I had an older coach that used to tell me this team needs to learn how to finish. And he used to tell his student athletes, when you're up and you have your foot on their neck, your senses have got to become enhanced. Like some of the secondaries and stuff that you look at, they just get lackadaisical. We're 21 points up, whatever. Hey, but all of a sudden, you're 7 points behind. So learning how to win, I'm with Coach Gonzalez on that. It is definitely a real thing, and once they get that, they will win a lot more because they've got all the mechanics and the tools and the weapons to do it. They just need to learn how to win. Go Hawks!
All right, thank you, Dan. Yeah, learn how to win's real. I firmly believe that. Sherman, you want to talk about the Lobos? Good morning, Sherman.
Hey, good morning. So I've never understood what learning how to win means, but I accept it because so many football coaches talk about how hard it is to teach a team to learn how to win. Yeah, that's a psychological thing.
Well, especially when the mentality for so long around here has been what it's been, Sherm. You look at these kids have been how many of them have won? How many have won at this level as opposed to been beaten down for so long? And so you get to a point you've got to figure out, okay, whatever it is, how do I make the play mentally, physically, whatever it is, fighting through it. Yeah.
So the one thing I do understand is rebuilding. Rebuilding is so hard in football. I think rebuilding is harder in football than any other sport. It reminds me a little bit of political history when I think it was Churchill that said, when you're going through hell, keep going. And that's kind of what rebuilding is. When you're rebuilding, you just got to keep going.
You got to believe in what you're doing and keep grinding. Because there's going to be setbacks.
Yeah, and grinding is, it's kind of like for us hackers, we understand what grinding is, right?
That's the truth. It takes 4 to get out of a trap to birdie the next hole. Yep, I get it. All right, man, good to hear you. Thanks, Sherm.
Good thoughts. Good thoughts to the Lobos. Thank you.
See you. Yeah, it took me a few to get out of the trap the other day. I went and birdied the next hole. Still, it's a big number on your card, Amory. Big number. Hello, Paul.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Monday. And, I've been a long-time Raider fan, grew up in the Bay Area. I can't begin to tell you how many games that I used to go to with my pops and then even my kids. I was a season ticket holder. And the one thing I could always count on is us Raiders having that mystique about and that slash intimidation factor when it came to opposing fans in the stadium. And not that we were trying to intimidate anybody or anything, but it's just something that never happened. And for me to watch that game yesterday and feel like it wasn't even a home game, I actually had to do a double take to make sure that I saw the Raiders in the end zone, the name there, because I was blown away by the amount of orange jerseys there celebrating and doing that. And we never, as a Raider fan, true Raider fan, I've never seen that before. And it makes me sick to my stomach. It just made me realize the days of hanging out with my dad, my uncle, my grandpa, drinking Miller Lights in the parking lot and barbecuing before the game, those days are over. It's not going to happen anymore.
Paul,
it's officially a tourist place.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the Oakland Raiders and the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, there's just a big, big difference between Oakland and Las Vegas. And now you're right, it is a tourist place, and that's going to be the destination for many, many, many of your opposition to say that's the one game I'm traveling to this year. We're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas. And you're going to be like the Chargers, where your house is going to be half filled with their fans.
It's tough for me to handle. I mean, I lived in Vegas for a while, and I remember going to the Golden Knights, and half the people there didn't even know that they were playing the Red Wings. I mean, it was just a bunch of comps, and that's what I'm afraid of. Actually, it's happening now before our own eyes, and it's been tough. It's been tough to swallow. And but anyway, you guys enjoy your the rest of your week and fight on, baby.
Right on, Paul. See you. I think that's reality. And for the longtime hardcore Raider fans, it was hard to have your team ripped out of Oakland, right? I mean, how long before you think the Raider mystique is gone, or is it already on its way to being crumbled? Because his point's right. You went to the black hole. You went to Oakland. It was the old place. It was their fans. You wearing the other jersey wasn't welcome there, and it's just not that way in Vegas.
Oh, that's gone, no question. But it's money over everything,
as we know.
It's an unbelievable facility. And as much as championships matter, you know what matters too? Having a place you can host championships.
Yeah, we weren't doing it in the old Oakland Alameda Coliseum, whatever name they put on it. You're right. No, you're right. And that's what this is all about. They got a beautiful place. Lobo fans were there on Friday. Oh, I heard how beautiful it was. Turned it around for a Raider game on Sunday. I heard how beautiful it was. But that mystique, that thing's gone. Lambeau might be that way. I mean, there's a few places that are going to hold on to it. After being at Lambeau, by the way, I mean, that place is different. There's a few places that'll hold on to that. Buffalo probably will, right? But yeah, that whole Raider thing, I think that if it hasn't, it's going to melt away. 505-246-0610. Is Baker Mayfield done as a starter in Carolina? What are they going to do? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. We all know the game is...
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force.
I know you guys all talked about Tua on Friday, I'm sure. I got thoughts on that as well. 505-246-0610. We'll get there coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Your texts are coming in this morning at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. I'm sorry, at 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. I want to get into the Baker Mayfield thing. So, and then we'll go on the phones. The the Panthers are not ruling out Baker Mayfield being benched. Matt Rule says we're not good enough. Well, really? Where are they going? Is Sam Darnold ready?
He should come back off IR this week.
All right.
So he's not going to be ready to start next weekend. I would not expect that. But right now, I think he has the worst QBR.
Dude, he's been bad
in the NFL. He had the most batted passes at the line of scrimmage. 11 batted passes at the line of scrimmage. 5 yesterday. And the Cardinals defense, they set the tone against, of course, which was an inept offense. But if you're Baker Mayfield, that's a team that you're saying, all right, we got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. You got a healthy Christian McCaffrey. This is the offense that you're supposed to manage,
weapons, yeah.
And you're not managing anything.
Yeah, you have weapons. All right, Rudy, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Rudy.
Back from my jaunt to Las Vegas for the game.
Beautiful. How was it?
It was nice. It's a great pro-style stadium. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of work for UNLV to fill it. The lower bowl was probably fairly full, but they don't have. They didn't sell any seats above that, and they don't let you go up there to look around. I wanted to kind of look around in the rafters and see the view from up there, but they were keeping people out. It was what I expected from the game. I was pleasantly surprised that we got up 17-0, and then things got really aggressive, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Cody Moon penalty because I saw him getting his butt kicked over there on the sideline by UNLV players. So I don't understand how that goes all UNLV's way, but that's your winning points right there, and you're in a game and you got to kick a field goal. You can't miss field goals. They didn't miss a field goal, did they?
They did not.
Yeah, well, if that game was 24-23 going down the stretch, it's a different game.
Yeah, you still got to move the ball. But, yeah, look, JJ, what did you think of the Cody Moon penalty? And for those of you who didn't see it, it was a borderline late hit out of bounds. Then a lot of shoving and talking, and they got 30 yards because they gave him a late hit and an unsportsmanlike.
It's one that I think everyone acknowledged it. They're like, yeah, that's going to be called differently. With it being a quarterback, as frustrating as that is from a defensive standpoint, but the Lobos got to get away from the sideline. Like Cody Moon over there chirping over the quarterback's going to light everyone up. Then Deion Hunter coming over, like you got the hit, now move on.
Yeah, but at the same token, I watched UNLV do that all night. I also watched them tackle our head all night, and I never saw any call on that. And I think that's unnecessary roughness. I don't know if you noticed that. But every time they tackled one of our offensive players, they tackled him by the head.
Well,
and that was the moment we went up 17-0. It got really chippy and very aggressive on both sides. So I don't understand why you're singling one person out.
Yeah, because that was the most obvious hit. I mean, and like Jay just said, it was the quarterback, and so you know they're always going to get you for that.
Yeah.
You know what? If they'd have given him the 15, I'd have lived with it. The 30 seemed extreme.
Well, yeah, because the whole game both teams had been jawing at each other.
No, I understand.
It wasn't like UNM was chirping all night. I saw a lot of that stuff, and I'm going back and watching the replay. But, I just hope that at the end of the year we're not kicking ourselves for giving that game away.
I hope not to.
If you're going to get to 6 wins, that would have been a nice one to have.
Yeah.
So on to Wyoming. And I watched the Wyoming game, and there's no reason why UNM, if they come out and they play sharp and they play together, can't win. And this is where your season could turn around. And 3-3 sounds a lot better than 2-4 and 0-3 in the conference.
Yeah, it's a big one on Saturday. All right, man. Glad you had a good trip. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about Aerosmith later.
Look forward to that. All right. When we come back, I want to get into the NFL. I got a Jason email. And I have some thoughts on Tua, and JJ and I have been talking about it. Here's something I haven't heard asked yet, and it's just another perspective on the Tua conversation. Jets win, Seahawks, Chargers, Bills, Vikings. Can we talk about your Vikings too when we come back?
Absolutely.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is The Opening Drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Boggs.
So what did you take out of the football weekend? Whether it was the Lobos' loss in Vegas on Friday, the Aggies losing 21-7 on Saturday at home to Florida International. Cowboys win, Broncos lose, the Chiefs over the Buccaneers the way they did it. Can the Packers continue to win like that? Aaron Rodgers says they can't. Can the Eagles continue to win and win and win? They're pretty damn good. Cardinals defense was good. Jets beat the Steelers. We're going to have some quarterback changes or at least some conversations. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, Adrian. We welcome you in at 505-246-0610. I give you winners and losers. What's your biggest story coming out of the weekend? Because for me, I got two. What's Belichick going to do at quarterback? And the fact that they were in that game shows me he's a pretty damn good coach with Bailey Zappi. But to me, it's the Steelers quarterback situation. And 1A is the way the Chiefs dominated the Bucs.
There's a lot of ands on that list because I'm really disappointed with Baltimore. Another second half collapse for them defensively. It's an ugly game. Lamar Jackson, that's a moment where you need to create something out of nothing. It's that type of environment. It's sloppy. Passing game's not going to be great, but you're reverted to a lot of the bad stuff we see of why people don't trust him, why people don't think he can take a team to another level, because he didn't make good throws in a tight game. He's throwing off his back foot. And that's two 17-point plus blown leads in a season. Buffalo's going to make a comeback. They're a good football team. That's not surprising. But the fact that there was zero response from the Ravens offense and then you put a drive together, a 9-minute drive late in the game, just in control. You're settling down. You're saying, all right, Lamar, here we go. Gets to 4th and goal. I don't mind analytics. However, when Harbaugh after the game is saying, well, the numbers say this and that. The numbers say you take points right there after a 9-minute drive.
Take the lead.
In a game in which it's been sloppy, and Buffalo came back on you in the second half, but then you would be up by 3, and you are telling me in that moment how much you don't trust your defense right now.
100%.
That they can't hold a 3-point lead.
And that's the Ravens we're talking about, a team that's had a dominating defense for the last decade and a half, 2 decades. Yes, it's stunning. Grady, good morning.
Top 3 winners and no losers of the OG and AM cabinet.
I see what you did and appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. I want to echo some of the statements on the Lobo game from Friday. I find myself, again, a bit disappointed after this loss, and reason being, one, I have expectations this year, which overall is a good thing, and 2, this appeared to be one of those games that was available to be stolen. They could have stolen this game because they were, 14-point dogs. UNLV, arguably, them and Air Force, one of the top 2 teams in the conference, and it was right there. And I know you had a caller say he'd heard the phrase "learn to win," and he kind of accepted Danny Gonzalez's definition. I tell you what, that's the best I've heard it explained in a long time. And you see that throughout all levels. I mean, look, high school, cross country, you know the kids that know how to fight through that adversity. They see the hill coming up, and in years past they may have been intimidated by that hill, and now they know to fight through it. It's basically, knowing how to overcome that adversity and trusting yourself, trusting your skill set, and just doing it. And this team isn't there yet. And I actually got to give Coach Gonzalez credit for admitting the blunder. And there sure was a blunder with the timeouts, and that's squarely on them. And that weighed as much, if not more, than any play on the field in that game. So as a coaching staff, they need to learn how to win. They need to learn how to stick with the game plan and trust themselves and trust their skills. Defensively, it was basically is all they could do, and that hit. And I'll echo a little bit of what Rudy said. I didn't think that hit warranted a flag, but the interception on the tail end of that whole series essentially saved any points. Right. But the biggest cost was time off the clock. And again, you blow a quarterback up, and you let him know about it as you're running away. But again, you can't do those types of things. So this team is obviously better. They're obviously more competitive, and the not necessarily the final piece, but a very crucial piece is that learning how to win. There are some teams on the rest of the schedule that they're beatable, and I don't think anyone else in the conference is unbeatable. You might as well, stack up some of these W's, for yourself, but they need to take that step. So, like I said, overall, I am disappointed because that one was there for the taking. Hopefully, they will learn from it and again learn how to win.
It's a big deal, and I think learning how to win's real. Thanks, Grady. Appreciate you.
Appreciate the time.
And you know what? He pointed out something that we didn't really kind of get on. Danny Gonzalez was with us at 8 o'clock this morning and talked about the mistakes that they made as a coaching staff, burning a couple of timeouts. One on offense where they didn't reset the play clock. He says we probably should have just taken the 5 yards at that point. And the other one was upstairs on special teams. They miscounted rushing. They thought they only had 10 on field, rushing another guy out, and then they only had 11. Then there was chaos, and they burned the timeout. So he did acknowledge that. Edward, good morning.
Well, it's a privilege and an honor to follow Dual Threat Grady by Pecos, by way of Santa Fe, by way of Manzano. Hall of Gamer, 3 individuals in the Hall of Game. You know who they are. Hey, I got into a text argument yesterday watching the Packers game with my beloved Patriots. And with my friends are Cowboy fans, and I told them I'd rather the Patriots bottom out. I said it does no good to sit on mediocrity, winning 6 to 9 games, maybe even 10 games. Right? Last year they won 10 games and they got beat by 5-0 in the wild card round. The New England Patriots lost to Buffalo. So I said I prefer they bottom out.
Bought out Belichick?
And they're like, you're quick. Yeah, just bottom out and get better draft picks and rebuild your organization because they got no shot to win the championship. If you have no shot to win the championship, then you have to make drastic moves to try to position yourself to incrementally get better to win the championship, right? And they're like, well, the Giants did it twice. So the Crusher, insanely intelligent, extrapolated the data. Jeff, since you and I were seniors in high school in 1988, the salary cap era started in 1994. There's been 4 teams that have won 9 or 10 games that have won the Super Bowl. The Giants did it twice, 2011, 2007, and I would say the game's even evolved since then. The Baltimore Ravens in 2012 who had an all-time defensive team. They were 10-6. And then you have to go back to 1988, our senior year. The San Francisco 49ers were 10-6 and won the title. My point being is, if you're not having a stellar year and you don't have you're not equipped and you don't have the quarterback to win the championship, you got no shot. So it's almost better to lose and improve your team and hopefully move up in the draft. And by sheer fortune, somebody's coming to the draft like that young Manning boy that's going to come out of Texas in 2 years. And then you got a shot, right? So I take even the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are doing a great job. Their defense, it looks like that defensive player they have is an all-time great. But we know how this is going to end. Sorry, Cowboy fans. They're going to beat a bunch of bad teams, and they're probably going to lose to the Rams next weekend, and they're probably going to lose to Philly the following weekend. Then you're at 500, and you've just demonstrated, hey, our defense, we could beat the bad teams.
What if they lose both those games with Dak? What if Dak comes back and loses those 2?
Great point. And I elaborated on my thoughts yesterday. I said they should give Cooper Rush the opportunity to try to beat the Rams next week.
I think they just should make sure that Dak is healthy, right? Yeah.
It's a no-win situation. If Dak comes in, if he wins, then that's the win situation, right? Then you prove Dak, But if he loses, optically, it's really bad for Dak. If he comes in and they lose and Cooper Rush is 4-0, right? Last point, because I know you're going on break. Mahomes, I do the Crusher 8 every week with you guys, and I've listed the last 3 years. Mahomes is the best player in the NFL.
Yes.
He plays a different game. I mean, he truly plays a different game. What he does, he was toying with them last night, and that's one of the top 3 defenses. They didn't stop him once. The only time they had to stop is when the guy dropped the ball on a 4th down throw, and he was wide open and probably would have scored. They had 10 or 12 possessions. They scored on every one of them. It was crazy. But what has it yielded? This shows how difficult it is to win in the NFL. As great as that team has been, great play calling, it's yielded one Super Bowl, and they were fortunate to win that one when Garoppolo couldn't hit wide open guys, and they blew a 10-point lead. So that's insanely how difficult it is to win in the NFL, and I thoroughly enjoyed this weekend. But and by the way, Jess, Zippy the clown coming in as a third-string quarterback, that was a mic drop. Yeah. Have a great day, folks.
It's interesting. So he's a Patriots fan saying they should buy out Belichick and just tank because he knows Belichick's not going to change. I think that's asinine, to be honest with you. Now, it sucks to be in purgatory. It sucks to be competitive but not a championship caliber and not bad enough to drop. Now, I think we've found with Jalen Hurts, you don't have to have the number 1 pick to find a franchise quarterback.
That's the one pushback I have in that argument. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way in the NFL.
Well, who's done it?
There's too much that happens along with free agency in the draft. To tank and then be like, oh, we're coming back. Because the number 1 overall pick at quarterback is not always running the league.
What pick was Mahomes? 10? Didn't Kansas City move up to get him 10 or 12? Right? Josh Allen was
7.
Okay. Justin Herbert was what?
5-ish,
right?
6.
He won
I think 2 was 5.
I know he won the first quarterback take, and I promise you that.
This is Burrow.
Okay. Jalen Hurts, 2nd round? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
I think out of all teams, the Patriots have shown us that you can pick a quarterback super late and it can work
6th
out.
round? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, 23rd, 24th pick overall? Mm-hmm. You don't have to tank and get that first overall pick. If I look through them right now, 2 is a number. I mean, who's Joe Burrow? Is Joe Burrow the only number 1 pick right now? Trevor Lawrence, who is starting a quarterback right now.
No.
Derek Carr was, I think, first pick of the 2nd round.
There's
Kyler Murray.
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield,
Yeah,
Kyler Murray,
how's that
Joe
working for
Burrow.
you? All right. And Trevor Lawrence. You got another one? Jared Goff. No, Carson Wentz. Sorry.
Matthew Stafford.
Carson Wentz. All right. So there's a handful. Yeah. And there's a bunch of guys. Kirk Cousins, 3rd round, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron Rodgers, 24th overall pick. Tom Brady, 6th round. There's a lot of ways to me.
Russell Wilson was late round too.
Yeah, he was
wasn't
3rd round, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. I do have my thoughts, and I'm going to get in on them with Tua as well from last week, because I didn't get those to you on Friday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco, favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
AM 610, the sports animal.
Walking through a weekend of football. Where is Jason today, says the text line. We're all told Aggie football turned the corner by beating a horrible Hawaii program.
Oh, my gosh.
Coach Gill was supposed to be the savior this year. I got an email. I haven't read it yet, but Jason's in. I got it for you.
Ooh, haters.
Yeah, that's right. 505-246-0610. David, good morning to you.
A couple of things. Quarterbacks aren't necessarily that good or great, and therefore they win or lose. I mean, the list of bad quarterbacks that have won the Super Bowl is long. The list of great quarterbacks that have lost the Super Bowl is long. Ultimately, the high-rounded draft pick quarterbacks is long, but so is the mediocre round. Like Montana, Brady, Young, and I'm trying to think of a fourth one that were drafted low and ultimately go on to be stellar, just brings to mind that football is a combination of things, including motivation, ultimately, of players, drafting and recruiting talented players, scheming to approach a game, and changing during the game as far as an adjustment. That makes me wonder how true it is that you need to learn how to win. I disagree. You need to learn how to prepare players and ultimately how to result in grit. And I'm thinking of the Lions, who over years have ultimately been better now than they are, but they're still scoring 41 points and allowing 48. I mean, with Goff, who ultimately the Rams couldn't do anything with 2 years ago. I mean, that just leads me to my last point. What position do you think these NFL teams have changed into playoff-wise based on their fourth week of performance over and above their expectation? Because nobody would have expected the Packers to be bad, the Lions to be anywhere near, but those two teams, 1 through 4, are actually just 2 games away from each other.
Yeah. All right. No, I'll hit all that. Thanks, David. All right. So who is better than I thought? Cowboys. Packers are 3-1.
Yeah.
Packers aren't bad. I mean, you may not like the way they look, but they're 3-1. They're tied with the Vikings for first place.
Who are 3-1?
Falcons might be better than I thought. I'll tell you who I know. The Saints are not as good as I thought. So that's a fair question. After 4 weeks, who's better or worse than you thought? Steelers might be worse than I thought. I thought the Jaguars were going to be good. The Raiders are worse than I thought. Eagles are better than I thought. Cowboys are better than I thought. Saints are worse than I thought, and that's kind of where we are. You?
Yeah, not much to add to that list.
But look, is the list of quarterbacks who were drafted late, and yeah, it's long. I don't know that the list of franchises who had stable runs that didn't have a great quarterback is long. I would tell you it would be the Ravens pre-Lamar, and I can't think of another one. A franchise that was competitive for a long period of time that did not have a good to borderline great quarterback. Now, that doesn't mean that quarterback had to be a first-round pick. Ben Roethlisberger was a first-round pick, but he didn't come out of a big school. But whether it's Montana, who was later, or Brady, who was way later, or, whoever. The one thing that is consistent is a team a franchise that's going to have a consistent run has really strong, consistent quarterback play. You got one that doesn't?
Finding you say really good quarterback gives you room to build your franchise. And I think you saw that with Cincinnati. Because that team had holes, but Joe Burrow pieced it together really quickly.
Oh, that's right. All right, let me read you the Jason email since you alluded to it. Jason came in after the Aggies lost. Good morning, OD. Learning to win. Well, it's not often I agree with any Lobo about much, but I agree with Danny in that learning how to win is hard for programs who are not accustomed to winning. Jerry Kill's young Aggies need to learn how to win. The Aggies thought they could throw their helmet on the field and FIU would lay down after a big win against Hawaii. Au contraire, mon frère. The Golden Panthers made the Aggies look young and soft. No way around it, and I'm sure Coach Kill would agree. But they get the bye week to fix that issue and prepare for another big rivalry game. On to Lobos. I want to ask this question. UNM is in year 3. UNLV is in year 3. Is it arguable at this point UNLV is a better program at this point than UNM is? UNLV has had no recent success to speak of. UNLV beat the Lobos last year as well and passed UNM. They have skilled players. A quarterback, a defense did its job. They made adjustments to make the Lobo running game look pedestrian. UNLV's corners are studs. Ajake was making plays everywhere. They were able to dial up enough positive plays on against a Lobo defense to make sure every offensive possession ends with a kick. That is the key to beating the Lobos, and they executed their game plan. On to Hell Week. Crimson Lee Jason. Not for... Oh, okay. So, yeah, they're both in the third year. Again, I know nobody wants... You think this is an excuse. That first year being in Vegas, kind of hard... Boy, yeah, UNLV's ahead of them. Yes, they are. But I would tell you that 1 year in Vegas is a big year that UNLV's got an advantage on. Ken, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I guess I just have some questions, maybe a little bit of concerns. So how do you, when somebody says you've got to teach a team how to win, what does that look like? When you break it down, how do you teach a football team how to win? Do you tell them we need to win? This is our playbook. This is our scheme. You have to execute the scheme. Is there some kind of psychoanalysis that you
I think it's a process.
Send them to shrink?
Yeah, I think it's a process. And I asked Danny that today. JJ, right? I said, we hear it a lot. What does it mean to learn how to win? And he talked about specifics, in games, grinding through stuff. He pointed out when you're up 17-0, everybody's a front runner. Everybody's feeling good. He said when they tied that game at 17, those smiles turned to, there was a little nervousness. And instead of being, feeling nervous and trepidatious, you've got to get to a point where you're confident. Okay, fine. They punch us. Now we're going to punch back. And it's 17-0. We're going to make the next move. It's I don't know that it's tangible, Ken, but I think it's a really fair question, and that's why I asked it this morning, because I think when a program and players have been losing for so long, how do you get in a close game and know how to win? And I think it takes some getting your butt kicked a few times, but now after last week, if they're in that situation this week, I think you expect to see them learn from that and learn how to win.
Yeah, I think it's 100% on Gonzalez. You cannot rely on the fans right now. You can't rely on anything right now. This particular time, Monday morning, it is all on him. We could talk about the big picture. We could talk about money. We could talk about facilities. We could talk about fans. We could talk about all that. But right now, Monday morning, it is about Gonzalez. Does he have the knowledge, the plan to move forward? We need 4 more wins. So when you look at that schedule, I would say New Mexico State. That is a 50-50 game, I would say. But beyond that, where are you going to get the other 3 wins? Utah State, Wyoming, Colorado State.
San Diego State looks beatable.
San Diego State. Where's that? where are you going to get those 3 wins?
Yeah.
So if you beat New Mexico State, I mean, that's a big if.
That's right.
So if we don't get to 6 wins, if we're still at about 4 wins this year, I guess that's progress. But did he teach this team how to win?
That's a good
Did
question.
he teach the team how to win? And I'm not a coach. I don't know how to do that. I have no clue. But you're paying this guy almost $1 million a year, $800,000, whatever they're paying him, to teach kids how to win. And obviously at UNLV, he did it in his 3rd year. Arroyo, when you look at that team and they're 4-1, they're in really good shape right now. And that is because of a coach. They have exactly the same history as we do for the most part. They might have more resources. They might have a little more money, whatever. Obviously, better facilities now that they're playing,
Yeah.
But taught those kids how to win because they did exactly what Gonzalez wanted his players to do. UNLV did it. So he has that ability to teach these kids how to win, which I still don't quite know how you do that. Exactly.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a good call. Thanks,
Win.
Ken.
Yeah,
Ken,
thank you.
thank you. So what do you make of that? Because one thing UNLV's got, and this is not taking a shot at Miles Kendrick, they got a better quarterback. Their quarterback's
That's what it comes. The Lobos have to find a quarterback. They need, like, the dude they needed was Chevron Cordero.
Yeah,
They need a true dual threat quarterback because you have one wide receiver. Okay, so how do you open up the offense? You need a true dual threat quarterback. So they don't have that right now. That's work to be done next year. Got young kid coming in, Aiden Armenta, throw him in there. And at this point in time, anybody who steps on campus for the Lobos, whether you're CJ Montez, Justin Holiday,
yeah.
Aiden Armenta,
Yeah.
you feel like you can start for this team next year.
That's right.
It is wide open. But all that doesn't matter right now because you don't have that. So what you have to figure out is, can this team step up in the second half? You want to talk about winning football games, this or that. Where are you in the second half? The offensive line has to control games. You have to run the football. Teams are coming downhill on you. They're stuffing the box. They're run blitzing. You heard that from Danny Gonzalez. You know that. You have to make plays against that.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. This is a cute little go back and forth between Jason and the texter as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is. This team, what they...
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
Soon enough, right? They want to see a win. I think absolutely they improved.
Yeah,
now
definitely. I'm proud of them. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they improved enough for some. I mean, like the last caller said, it's got to happen this year. You got to get 6 wins. That's his scale. I don't know. I know it's not the athletic director's scale, and I think it's most people want 6 wins this year. But I think if you continue to see the improvement, does that build towards next year? Like everybody wants to win every week, but and I think people see an improvement. I just for a caller like Ken, he hadn't seen enough.
Right, and like JJ said, it's just a matter of the quarterback. Once we get that quarterback, I think things will be different.
Yeah. Now they got to figure that out. Thanks, Harry. How long has it been around here since we've been saying that? I mean, it's been Vaca for 1,000 years.
It's been
right.
There were 2 years in the last
15.
Yeah. Where there was good quarterback play, but it still upset people because there are 2 different quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But both were good at what they did. Austin Apodaca and Lamar Jordan led this team to victories.
It was, yeah. Yep. And every other year it's who's the guy? All right, I want to get into this. And I know that you guys did this on Friday, but I wasn't here. Tua Tagovailoa goes down on Thursday with that horrific injury. What was on Wednesday? What was the sentiment around here? What was it like everywhere else? What was he doing out there? He shouldn't have played, right?
That was the easy one.
Yeah.
But you had to walk yourself through the entire conversation with why they got to that point. Because we had the debate on Wednesday that this should have been the weekend of the backup quarterback. Like, even if you're telling me that it wasn't a head injury for Tua, I would have given him the week off.
We came up with a new phrase, Jeff.
What's that?
Not sit your quarterback, save your quarterback.
Okay.
Bigger picture. Save your star quarterbacks.
But what you brought up is what's the difference of him taking that hit on Thursday versus him taking that same hit a week from now?
All right, so here's the question I have, and I've listened to so much. I was on a plane coming back on Friday, listened to everybody scream. I watched so much about this, and I don't think anybody's wrong. I saw what I saw. I said this last Monday or Tuesday. I mean, we all saw it. If you want to tell me he had a back and an ankle injury, fine. And he passed all the concussion protocol, and like, I'm not going to sit here and call you a liar, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a neurosurgeon. I'm not a brain expert. If you're going to tell me that with the tests that we have available, he passed and you cleared him, like, okay. I also know what my eyes saw and what your eyes saw. But here's what I want to know. Were those 2 injuries related? Now, they were relatively the same. He slammed his head on the turf. But with Tua and that gruesome moment where we saw him with his fingers, what do they call that?
Fencing?
The fencing. Would that have happened with the hit on Thursday if he had not had the injury on Sunday? And I don't know that we have an answer to that, right?
Honestly, I don't think it matters. I think it's the fact that you put him in position to get hurt that way in a 4-day span.
Well, I think you're putting him in position to get hurt that way, whether he got hurt on Sunday or not, and is kind of where I'm questioning, okay? you know how I feel about Thursday games. Okay, that game is so violent. There's a reason it takes a week to get ready for the next one, right? There's a reason that they take so much time. There's a reason they play one game a week, and to turn these things around. And I know why, JJ. Look, I'm well aware. And now that Amazon's got that package, and we're going to play games on Thursday. I preface this by telling you I saw what you all saw. I feel the same way as everybody. But I guess I'm not. Somebody's got to tell me that if he would not have gotten injured on Sunday, then somehow it wouldn't have been as severe on Thursday. Because then what are we talking about? That could have happened anyway, right? He could have not played on Saturday and still had taken that hit and potentially had that same hit on Thursday, correct?
That's correct.
And that's what I don't know. And I've not heard anybody address it or ask it or answer it. Now, I don't know. Would that make me feel any better about the protocol? Probably not. And I know that's the issue because we all saw what we saw. I guess where I'm a little loath to go off on people. And I watched Mike McDaniels, and that was...
Mike McDaniel said that, though.
Yeah.
He's like, then at what point do I put my quarterback back
That's
out
right.
there?
That's right.
So
if he was
what you're
cleared by
saying
the people
is
who
what,
told me he's clear,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Quarterback wants to play, tells me he feels fine. The doctors, everything that's put in place says, nope, he's past it. Go ahead and play him. What's he supposed to do?
Because and then you're looking at it from that standpoint. You're right. All right, he doesn't play Thursday. He goes out there next week, takes a hit, hits his head. What's the excuse?
Did he go
then?
back too quickly then? Yeah. But what if he did not have that incident on Saturday or on Sunday prior? So there wasn't. You can't. But you erase the hit and the stumbling and falling down thing, and then he gets hit and that happens to him on Thursday. Are we just talking about the dangers of the game?
Yes.
Or would that have even? This is what I need to know, and this is where I'm not getting any answers. Would that have happened anyway, or because I have heard if you have 2 concussions within X amount of days, that the second one's worse. So are you telling me, because when we have this conversation, essentially you're telling me, well, he had one on Sunday. But everybody's telling me, no, he didn't. It was a back injury and an ankle injury. The conversation that's going on, what was he doing in there, is all predicated on he had a concussion on Sunday, right? And
The
they're
assumption that he did.
And they're all telling me he didn't. That he didn't.
But I guess that's where my frustration as a fan came from watching this.
Yeah.
Is because we still want these players to be healthy. We want this game to be safe so we can continue to watch it and people don't try to change every aspect of the game. They change the way the game is played because people get hurt. So you want to just try to not put your players in position to get destroyed after 4 days. And that was my thing, because even if you said he was cleared, the dude had a head injury. You don't just stand up like, I don't care what they're telling me. This is my opinion on the situation with this.
Yeah.
This is what could destroy the game, is not seeing the bigger picture. He stood up and wobbled. That's not because his ankle was sore.
Or his back. Yeah.
Because his back hurt. It's, even if he's cleared, in the back of your mind, you're like, oof.
So if you were the head coach,
he got his bell rung. I would not have put my starting quarterback out there 4 days after the fact to then be in position to have one major head injury, but potentially 2 in 4 days.
Yeah.
And that's not just after the fact. It's stuff we were saying. It's early in the season. It's week 3. You're 3-0. You're in a good position. You have a veteran in this case, Teddy Bridgewater, to steady the ship. Even if his back and ankle was sore, guess what? I'll give my starting quarterback that extra time then, as opposed to a short week, knowing we all saw what happened to him on Sunday, knowing he's a little beat up right now. You're 3-0. You're in good position. You could compete with Teddy Bridgewater in that game. Don't put Tua out there. Sometimes you got to save a player from himself, because Tua is not going to say, hey, I'm not going to play. That's not the mentality of these guys.
I agree. All right, Kevin, stay there. I want to hear what you have to say. I have to take this break, and we'll come back and go to the phones at 505-246-0610. What would you have done? Would you put him out there? Players saying I'm fine. My back and my ankle are fine. All the doctors say, nope, it's not a head injury. He does not have a concussion. He's not concussed. Never mind what you saw. That was him. His back hurt, and it gave out on him. And player says he's fine. Doctors say he's fine. Did you play him? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The doctor who cleared Tua was fired for protocols. Protocols were at least 5 days minimum. He had no business on the field Thursday. Look, I think we all agree he shouldn't have been on the field Thursday. I'm asking you, if you were the coach, everybody's telling you he's fine. Player says, I'm ready to go. What would you have done? Kevin, good morning. Thanks for holding. Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for taking the call. Talking about the Cowboys over there, I think they got an asset over here. I mean, Cooper Rush is displaying a discipline on the field that is beyond whatever. So he's got trade material, and if I was Bill Belichick, I'd be watching him because he wants to get up for Brady-ish, which is not throwing the ball, but not making mistakes. You know, so I think he's displaying that. So I don't know how the NFL works, really, because I watch it a little bit, but he's got trade material there. So if you want to sit there and do the trade thing, you can also picks in the draft. And you know, you want to go with Dak Prescott, but that's what I see on him. You know, it's nothing short of amazing what he's doing.
All right. I appreciate that. Thanks, Kevin. So you think Cooper Rush is trade bait? And should the Patriots be looking at Cooper Rush? Look, nobody...
The price? Are you kidding me? It's going to take like 3 first-round picks
for Cooper Rush
to get Cooper Rush away from Jerry Jones. No, don't. Come on. Jerry Jones loves Cooper Rush.
Then he ain't going anywhere.
Are we looking at the next guy? Do you know how many times we have this conversation with backup quarterbacks? Well, remember Tom Brady? Remember Kurt Warner? Yeah, that's like 2 in 38 years.
Yep.
Fantastic. Finally, is it Cooper Rush? Is he going to buck the trend? Is he the next one?
So Ryan Tannehill was a starter that came out the scrap heap and became a starter for another team. But I can't think of maybe Garoppolo as a backup quarterback that became a starter for a while. You got another one? I don't have. I can't give you another backup quarterback that was like a backup quarterback for a while. I mean, Aaron Rodgers doesn't count because he was there to be the next guy. It's been a minute. It really has.
Like the only one that would be close,
would
be like a Kirk Cousins.
Okay, that's good.
He was drafted as
under RG3.
Well, that was really interesting because they drafted him the same draft
in the third
as
round.
RG3.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fourth round, 102, Kirk Cousins.
Fourth round.
You like that?
You like that? All right, Mud asks, what's wrong with quarterback Holiday? Anything is wrong. He got beat out by these two guys. So, I don't know that anything's wrong with him. He's just, that's what happened. Jason came back in after his email. He says, with bated breath, who knew Lobo fan would be waiting with bated breath for a Jason email? Interesting that Lobo fans would say Aggie fans think that the Stone Cold Killer would turn things around in 1 year when your own Lobos are on year 3 and you're storming the field after beating Maine. Sit down. The texter said back to Jason, that email from Jason talked more about the Lobos than the Aggies. Understandable. FIU had lost 20-plus in a row to FBS competition. Aggies everywhere at a loss for words and the bleak future of their program. Rivalry week's next week, right? I get.
At least there's intensity because right now this feels like a pillow fight.
Well, look,
we might be bad. You're worse.
That was kind of what the last two Aggie games were supposed to be, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we may be bad, but you're worse. We beat UTEP and they beat you. Yeah, but we beat. Yeah. Look, I don't know that I think the future of the Aggie program is any bleaker than I thought it was 3-4 weeks ago. In fact, again, there's another program that until this week, do your eyes tell you that they got better? Until this week, do your eyes tell you that they got better?
Yes.
They're going into a conference. They're in year 1, 5 games into a new coach.
They were wobbling a little too much. They saw that they were 14-point favorites, and there's no way that they were locked in the way they needed to be for that game.
It was obvious. It was obvious. Jerry Kill said that after the game. We were soft. Yeah. All right. I want to wrap up my thoughts on the Tua thing. because I'm as disgusted at what I saw as everybody else is. Okay. And I know there's always got to be someone to blame, right? There always if something happens, somebody's got to get fired, somebody's got to be to blame, somebody's got to be at fault. And the reality is sometimes bleep happens. And I guess what I've got to know, and nobody's going to ever be able to tell me this, is if what happened on Sunday against the Bills, if Tua did not have that stumble injury that I was told was a back and an ankle, would what have happened on Thursday would it have been so severe? Would he have fenced? Would he have been carted off the field? Now, look, they're two separate incidents.
Yeah.
He would have gotten slammed, right? I mean, is there anything to tell you he would have gotten out of the way? He would have gotten slammed to the turf on that play, and his head would have gotten knocked out. He probably would have got a concussion there on Thursday. Would it have been any more or less severe if he had not had whatever happened on Sunday? Now, everybody tells me if that was a concussion on Sunday, then yes, this was way more severe. So that's the assumption, right? That's the obvious answer. But all the experts are telling me it wasn't a concussion, or at least the experts who examined this young man. And I can't sit here without any background in brain science and yell and scream that they're different. I know what I saw. It disgusts me, and I wish he didn't play. But football's violent, man.
Yeah, but that's also, these are the situations that the game, like, they're changing everything about the game in people's minds because this happens. Because you can't think about the bigger picture in the moment. And I'm not mad at Mike McDaniel. I think that's really tough too when you have head coaches and they put you up there when it comes to the head injury.
He should have been up there alone. He should not have been.
Like, it's one thing coaches, we talk about the knee, torn ACL, he's not going to throw today, his shoulder hurts. Yeah. It's like,
and I'm okay that he explained what happened, but he shouldn't have been up there alone.
No, that one's tough. Because if I'm Mike McDaniel, my starting quarterback's cleared, and he's like, I'm ready to go. How do you not start him?
That's my point.
How do you not start him from the head coach?
That's been my point.
But I also, are you that ignorant that okay, he's cleared, but we didn't see what happened to him on Sunday?
What do you do?
To just be like, it's a short week, man. I want you to have this week off.
But would it be? I'm struggling with the ignorance. Would it be arrogant to say, well, I know better than the doctors. They're telling me it's not a head injury, but I know what I saw, so I'm
no. This is a 17-game season, not a 4-game season, and who knows when that dude's going to be back? It blew my mind that they were so giddy that he was able to get released and fly on a plane back that night.
It didn't blow my mind. I mean, after what I saw, the fact that guy got on the plane, I'd have been throwing a freaking party. That the human being, Tua Tagovailoa, not the quarterback, the human was on that plane, and I'm not leaving a guy behind.
And they're like, oh yeah, and we're watching movies and stuff. Like, excuse me?
It's huge to me.
He shouldn't have been on that plane back.
I mean, again, I don't know that.
Unless he is the most unbelievable person to where he can get slammed and fenced, and he's cleared to practice today.
So it's hard for me to sit there and say that. I remember when I had my concussion, I rode the bus home, man. It was miserable. I just wanted to be on. I wanted to sleep. All right, we'll continue this. We're not done with that. Good stuff today. Thanks to Danny Gonzalez for being with us. Jim Marone Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. And then we got Monday Night Football tonight, right? Rams and Niners.
Oh, boy.
That's right. A-Marie, great work. Adrian, great job, as always. Good to be back. Thanks for letting me back in the building. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Rams play tonight.
Ram it.
You got the Ram socks on, A-Marie. Old school Ram
Love
socks.
it.
Yeah. Ram it tonight. Be good to each other, please. We're back at 7 a.m. tomorrow with more award-winning radio. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you then.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence.
favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.